Tanzania and China are marking 10 years of tighter cooperation and deeper relations under Chinese President Xi Jinping, who visited the country in 2013. A one-day China-Africa Forum was held in Dar es Salaam to celebrate the bilateral relationship. CGTN's Daniel Kijo has more.
This year marks 1 decade since China's President Xi Jinping visited Tanzania, the first stop during that Africa tour. At a one-day forum in Tanzania, Chinese and Tanzanian officials looked back over the last 10 years of relations. Delegates to the conference included former Tanzanian ambassadors to China and high-level government officials, as well as private sector representatives for both countries.
Today's symposium is about the 10th anniversary of the President's visit to Tanzania. As I mentioned in the symposium, the visit of President Xi Jinping was the first overseas visit after he assumed the presidency in the year 2013. And Tanzania is the first country when he visited Africa. And after that, he delivered the principles of sincerity, real results, amity, and good faith, and together with the principles of pursuing greater good and shared interests, which now are the guiding policies of China for the development of relations between China and developing countries.
When President Samia Suluhu Hassan visited China in November last year, the two leaders agreed to expand bilateral trade, boost trade and economic cooperation, deepen Belt and Road cooperation, as well as boost infrastructure projects. As this forum reviews a decade since President Xi Jinping's visit, it is intended to be a springboard to propel the relationship between the two countries. Trade between them over the last 5 years has grown to $8.6 billion, and this forum wants to push that even further in the next decade. Officials reiterated that the relationship is governed by fair principles, rejecting any concerns over the relationship.
The principles are very much relevant because they work on shared interest. Your interest, you lay it first, and then you look at the interests of of China. If you are not ready, then you drop the project. But if you are ready, then you continue the project. And mostly, it has been beneficial to us.
According to the Chinese embassy, Chinese companies have built more than 10,000 kilometers of railways, nearly 100,000 kilometers of roads, nearly 1,000 bridges, nearly 100 ports, and a large number of hospitals and schools in Africa. Experts say China continues to be Tanzania's biggest investor.
The successes, of course, I can just mention for the case of investments. The Chinese have invested a lot in several sectors in Tanzania. You can see, for instance, even on the case of the health sector, the Chinese medical teams have been coming to Tanzania after every 2 years. Scholarships to Tanzanians have been provided enough. We have a lot of Tanzanians studying in China as well. Yep. These are some of the few things I can just mention.
The delegates say they want a bilateral relationship to deepen even further over the next 10 years. The hope is that this will lead to improved livelihoods and economic prosperity for both nations. Daniel Kijo, CGTN, Dar es Salaam, Tanzania.